Hi everyone, it's Sal Jade and I'm joining you live here today for this very special edition of our How to Be Psychic monthly broadcast, where I want to be helping anyone out there right now who's really being challenged and feeling under threat, either physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, by what's going on with coronavirus. I would also love for us to sit here and do a group healing and a blessing for the world, for our beautiful health workers, for parents and teachers and people who are having to make very difficult decisions right now, and looking at what it is you can do in this particular moment in time to give yourself the best experience that's possible. I know the best experience might sound very trite. I know that some people right now maybe are feeling sick or scared, and so I just want to help anyone I can with basically how to keep our intuitive channels open during this time, and give you some strategies that have been working for me and have worked for me for a previous coronavirus scare that has recently happened, and also just things that I've been connecting in with my guides and angels this week to try to see, okay, what is this about? What can we do? Hi Letitia, hi Gloria, hi Christine. So I'd like to first start by saying that anything I say today, if it doesn't resonate with you or if it offends you, please don't get anxious or angry or upset or frustrated. Just go, okay, look, thanks Sal for that, but that doesn't really work for me. And please keep in mind, I'm going to try to speak today to everybody in different circumstances. Something that I know frustrates me and that frustrated me from recently being really sick was, I mean, this is not judging people that do this, but sometimes people will be like, oh, I'm freaking out, I'm going to lose my job, I don't know. And someone will say, oh, look, just meditate. And I know firsthand, I've been someone who has lost my job, slept on couches. I know that when you are in that extreme survival, and let's face it right now, our bodies right now are in a lot of fight or flight and survival, then sometimes meditation is necessarily not going to be something you can physically do. I talk about this a lot for those of you who have done my Master Health readings course and psychic health, psychic wellness, about how to look after your body and when you're faced with extreme situations. And one of those things is, there's different things that can help everyone depending on where you're at. So I'm going to try and speak to people today, not as a broad thinking and expecting that we're all on the same level, because we're not. Some people are worried about losing their jobs. Some people are faced with the daunting prospect of having to look after their kids for the next 3 months, as well as looking after elderly people, being worried, struggling to get a test, struggling to get, health funds paid for. We're all in different situations and positions. Some of us might feel like we've got a bit of savings, but we don't know what to do with it. Do we hoard it? We're getting faced with these extreme visuals of people panic buying things like toilet paper. And, so it's creating incredible panic. And I want to talk to you a little bit about your body today as well, because no matter what's going on for you right now, wherever you're at in this situation, the human body at this time in our place on earth is under incredible attack. And I don't mean just from the virus. I actually mean from humanity ourselves. This is not something to be frightened of, but I've got a really close friend who's a nurse, and she works in day surgery, and she's been telling me that people have been coming in for, very regular operations that get done thousands of times a year, no complications. The doctors are doing everything they normally do, and yet the body is reacting differently. People are bleeding out, they're having complications, and for things that are very run of the mill, like getting your appendix out kind of stuff. And so the body right now is in massive overstimulation and overload. And so I want to give you some tools today that no matter where you're at in this spectrum of what's going on in the world, to make sure that you are looking after your body, okay? Because if this has taught us anything, and if this has taught our governments anything, it's that our bodies need to be priority number one. And so I'm hoping this is going to also help us a little bit with this, what's going on right now with protecting your body and being able to reprioritize that. And we know it's not being prioritized because the majority of my country, for example, are buying toilet paper instead of fruit and vegetables. And, in a virus that has nothing to do with gastric, no one's getting diarrhea from this virus. It's, it's something totally different. But the fruit and vegetables and the ginger and garlic and all those things like turmeric that, support our respiratory system are being ignored in favor of things that are just are not really logical. So I want to help you bring your energy back into your body today. and hopefully find some solutions to whatever crisis you're facing right now. If it's a crisis, if it's a challenge, if it's just worry and concern. And hi everyone, I'm going to say a quick hello to everyone. Hi Dan, hi Sarah, hi Athena, hi Herman, hi Sherry, hello Sherry Teague Wilkins. I have been enjoying your very humorous coronavirus memes. Hi Beatrix, hi everyone, it's so lovely. If I've missed anyone, hi Christine. So Janet, Tracy, thank you for joining me. And as I said, I'm really feeling like if we can focus our attention and energy and blessings on people who are needing a lot of our emotional and spiritual support right now, like our pharmacy workers, our pathology staff, people and transport workers, some of the most underpaid people in our society who need us to be just patient, really, and that's the best word for it. I was in the pharmacy last week, and there was an elderly man struggling to figure out how he was going to get by with his month's medication, and a man behind me kind of getting angry and frustrated, going, come on mate, move on, and the pharmacist trying to help the old man, and aware that people are standing close together and we're meant to be social distancing, and so just how to have patience. And in Bali they call it pelan pelan, so slowly. My friends from India will know that things run on Indian time, trains come when they come, food gets served when it's served, things, and I feel like as a culture right now we need to try to do that. If we're going to get through this, we need to, as I said, we're in panic and crisis, and so we kind of need to try to find a way to be patient in these really uncomfortable situations right now. So yes, I'm hoping something there helps you or resonates with you today, and maybe helps you on your journey. So I'm just going to start by quickly talking about the notion of balance. Now, I'm someone who, when I see a spiritual healer or someone talking in my field and they say, you just need more balance in your life, I get a little bit frustrated because I go, I know that. I know I need balance, but what do I do with this information? And so I'm going to talk something more about polarities. So polarities are where you've got two extremes and you've got to find a way to come in the middle. Now, what is happening for us all right now is that we have governments that really aren't doing enough and have not, they're trying to do the best they can, some of them. I'm not going to pick and nitpick at it, but, a lot of us are increasingly frustrated and anxious that they have missed the ball and they've done things a little bit too late. But then on the other hand, we've got humans that are doing way too much, that are over catastrophizing what's going on. And I'm not downplaying what's going on. What's going on is definitely something we need to look at and we need to be staying informed of. But to give you an example, the number 3, every time I go into iTunes to watch something right now, the number 3 movie that is trending is Contagion. Now, any of you who have seen Contagion, I'm like, please don't watch that movie right now. Like, that movie is about a plague, basically. The equivalent, it wipes out 2/3 of the human population, and that is not what we're dealing with. We're dealing with serious economic consequences and job loss, and we're dealing with a certain percentage of, really scary health stuff, but it's not, this is not the apocalypse, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And yet there are people that are acting like it is the apocalypse. And so if we can find a way as intuitives and healers to bring it back into, so we find the balance. If you're in a situation where you are really frustrated with your government and feel like it's not doing enough, then how do you take your power back in that situation? How do we go, okay, well, what can I do right now to get some movement in my life, some change, some healing, something like of what I need? What can I do? And I know I was watching Marianne Williamson the other day, and she was talking about how, the government has certain responsibilities. Media has certain responsibilities. Our responsibility is how we respond. And so that's something we do have power and control over. So I would love to give you some strategies to help you respond a little bit more in this experience that will perhaps help in the long term, short term, in what's going on right now. Sherry, the second time you got the message about patience. Oh, it's spelled Pulan. Christine, yeah, Pulan. Slowly. Look, I know, and so I'm going to quickly talk about what happened to me recently. I got back from Bali 3.5, nearly 4 weeks ago, and the next day I woke up and I felt sick, and it was obviously frightening. I didn't know. I hadn't been in contact with anyone I'd been on the retreat with for 24 hours, and so I wasn't as worried about them, but I was worried about my partner. I was worried about, do I tell the airline? And I had to really fight to get a test because, on one hand, I rang the virus hotline and they said, yes, you have to go now in the next 12 hours. I rang my doctor said, no, stay away. As if in go to the hospital. The hospital said, when I got to the hospital, they said, why aren't you at your doctor's? And so, this kind of back and forth thing is going on for a lot of people right now. And when you're sick, so for me, I was coughing and I had a chest infection and I was, when you're sick and you're being told this different information, nothing is helpful, like you just like. And so what I was doing was what I could do within this situation. The first thing, and if you are experiencing any symptoms right now, or even just in general right now, anxiety around your job or money or anything in your industry, can I just say the first thing I had to do, and this is what came through from my guides, and it was a bit of parenting myself, the way we would parent our children, is I had to say, okay, I had something like 3 or 4 or 5 big decisions I felt like I had to make. I was meant to go to a friend's wedding in Melbourne, and I was going to lose money if I didn't go, and I was going to let her down, and there was all stuff going on and I had to pull back and say, this is not the most urgent thing I need to think about. And so if you think of our human brain as like a computer, and I talk about this in the Manifesting Abundance course with Miriam Casilla, about, every time you add a new stimulus, like a new thought or worry, you open another program in your computer brain, and the emotional overload comes in, frustration, worry, scarcity, it all comes in. The pressure to make a decision right now is huge for many people. Unfortunately, some of us have got like 7 or 8 or 9 decisions we're having to think about. Do I need to stock up on this? Is my elderly beloved relatives okay? What can I do for them? What do I do with my children? What do I, do I in or out of school? What do we do to keep the rent paid and the mortgage going? Like, there's so much stuff going on. What I really suggest you do to avoid what I call this decision fatigue and overwhelm is this. I'm going to do this little tapping with you. We can all do it along now, even if you've never done tapping before. Those of you who've done my Boost Your Psychic Gifts with EFT tapping will know how to do this, or if you've done tapping with someone else, you don't need to know how to do tapping to get what I call a benefit. So we're just going to tap now on feeling completely overwhelmed. Okay, so that's the first part of what I want to help you. Wherever you are, if you can, just tapping in. One thing I like about tapping is you're able to express the negative emotion you're feeling and release it. So you're not going to be in fear that, oh my God, I'm messing up my law of attraction vibration by saying I feel angry and frustrated and scared. I'm not going to bring bad juju karma to me because I'm, not at my highest vibration. It would take, for me, the most enlightened Buddha kind of master to be at the highest point of vibration right now. And, we all want to be there, but be human and say, in my humanity right now, I might not be feeling, take it easy on yourself. You're going to make mistakes. I've made mistakes, just be really gentle and patient and easy on yourself. And please don't put too much pressure to be in the highest vibe possible when you're really just a bit overwhelmed. So I'm going to start you with this very simple. So I was literally sitting up in bed, coughing and trying to make these big decisions about what to do with these travel plans and what to do with income and all this stuff. And I said, okay, I'm just going to tap on being overwhelmed. So all I want you to do now, I'll just follow along. Doesn't matter if you get it exactly right. We're just going to say, right now, I'm feeling overwhelmed. I don't know what to do. There's a lot of stress out there. So even if these aren't resonating with you, just keep tapping anyway. Something might resonate. I'm freaking out. I don't know what to do about this situation right now. I feel like I've got to make so many big decisions and I don't know what the right decision is to make. I'm afraid I'm going to make a mistake. I'm afraid I'm going to endanger people I love, myself. I'm afraid I don't know what to do with my kids right now. I don't know what to do about stocking my pantry and my closet and my fridge my closet and my fridge. I don't know what's going on with medication. I'm not sure how I can get a test. I'm feeling angry and frustrated with the government. I'm feeling confused. I don't know what's going on right now. I wish I could go back to how things were 3 months ago. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm not sure about how I'm going to manage my finances. I'm not sure how I'm going to get through this. I'm feeling scared. I'm feeling afraid. I feel like everything has to be resolved right now or I'm in real trouble. I feel like I have to make these decisions right now or it's the end of the world. I feel like if I don't make these decisions right now, something bad's going to happen. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling like I can't hear my intuition right now. I'm feeling like I don't even know if my guides and angels are listening to me right now. I don't know what's going on. I'm frightened. I'm terrified for people that I love. I'm worried about my local community. I'm worried about how I'm going to get to work. I'm worried about how I'm going to keep paying the bills. I'm worried about how I'm going to keep my children happy, healthy, and safe and protected. I'm worried about how I'm going to stay doing on my path right now when there's so much else going on. I feel like I don't know what I can do in this moment right now. And the uncertainty is terrifying for me. I'm feeling exhausted and worn out. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling like I don't know what the right thing is to do. There's so many things I feel like I should be resolving and doing, and I don't really know where to start. I don't know what my guides and angels are expecting me to do right now. I don't know what the best decisions to make are right now. I don't know how we're all going to get through this. This feels so scary. This feels, everyone's saying it's unprecedented. And I don't know what that means. It feels like sometimes this is the end of the world. It feels like if I don't make a decision about things right now, then it's the end of the world. Or there's going to be horrific consequences for me and the people I love. I'm feeling so overwhelmed right now. I don't really know what to do. There's so much information out there. I don't know which information I should be following. I don't know what the highest good is for me right now. And I'm afraid I'm going to make a mistake. I don't know what to trust. I don't know what to do. I don't know how we're all going to get through this. I know there's so many things I should be doing right now. Everywhere I turn, I can see something else I need to be thinking about and doing. And I really don't know what the best path is. And this is terrifying me. All this tension, all this stress, all this overwhelm, all this constriction in my body, this tension in my shoulders, this tension in my entire being. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I really don't know what I'm supposed to be doing right now. I don't know how to get through this. I don't know how to make the right decisions. It doesn't feel safe to breathe. I've tried tapping and breathing before, and it doesn't seem to get me anywhere. Nothing's working. No matter what I do, it doesn't seem to be getting better. I'm frightened. I'm worried. I'm anxious. I'm stressed. I'm overwhelmed. I'm experiencing real difficulty knowing what to do right now. I wish I just knew all the answers. I wish I just knew exactly what to do. Okay, now it doesn't matter if you feel like you didn't get that perfect, it's just the intention and the trying, and then we're just going to take a really deep breath in. That is called what is called basically releasing the negative. Breathing out, another really big breath in, and breathing out, and one more really big breath in, and breathing out. So what you have done, and you might want to watch this again, if you didn't feel like you caught it up that time, don't worry, it's going to be available here for you. But what that has done is it's released all that up in here and in your third eye and all that stuff that's going on. It's released it just to provide the space. I'm not saying it's released it forever, but it's released it for now to provide the space so that you can open up your intuition to figure out what you need to do now. So now what we do, what is called tapping in the positive. So again, 3 fingers, and just if you're a bit concerned what I'm doing here, this is my bra strap point, so just that bit. So just tapping in the positive. Now you might find, look, Sal, I don't feel right with this negative stuff, and that's fine. So just in the next few days, weeks, months, just only tap in the positive. That's okay too. So I'll just quickly go over again, this point, the side, under the eye, under the nose, chin, collarbone, anywhere on the collarbone, bra strap, head. So let's tap in the positive now. You can do this any time of the day. Today is a new day. I can trust myself to make the right decision in perfect time. I can pray for patience. I can pray to feel safe. I can pray to ask my angels to help me feel okay right now. I deserve to feel okay right now. It is okay for me to just make one decision at a time. I don't have to solve every single thing in my life right now today. I can focus on the most important thing and work my way through other things. I can be calm. I can breathe. I can breathe in and out, and I can listen to my body. I can trust myself to make the right decision in perfect time. I can trust myself to create space in my mind where the solutions come in that I need right now. It is okay for me to rest right now. I know my body's been under a lot of pressure, and I ask and petition the angels for healing my body. I petition my angels to give me the best wisdom of what my body needs right now. I ask for help lovingly and with grace. I'm going to trust myself. Even if I make a mistake, it's okay. I'm having a human experience. Even if sometimes I can't handle my emotions and I get frustrated and upset, this is just a human experience that I'm having. I forgive myself. I'm doing the best I can. I'm trying to do the best I can. Right now, in this moment, I'm doing the best I can. I am doing the best I can. I trust and love myself. I deserve my own self-care. I trust and love myself now. And then take a really deep breath in and just breathe out. Okay. For those of you who tapped along, even if you didn't, you might want to do this later. I hope that's helped bring a little bit of calm into what's going on for you right now. I hope that's given you a bit of a tool. So that is just literally what I did sitting up in bed while I was in between coughs. Just like trust myself. And I was able to, as I said, it's a way of parenting myself and just going, okay, these big decisions don't need to be made now, and holding off a bit to allow myself space. So before I go into doing our beautiful big group healing, I would just like to just talk a little bit about our respiratory system. I know I mentioned this isn't, I don't want to downplay what this is, but it isn't the plague. It is about looking after our respiratory systems, and we all can do that. We can all look after, this is our protection right now, is looking after our beautiful chest, our beautiful lungs, our throats. How we can do that is please, again, I'm not a nutritionist. If you have any allergies, don't follow my advice about this. But I have just been trying to eat fruit and vegetables. Please try, as I've been seeing people talk about, it's a problem in our society when people are worried about respiratory infections and they're not buying fruit and vegetables. Please, if you can, if you can, whatever you can do, even if you don't like raw fruit, maybe just you can stew it and keep it warm so it's warming. For my wonderful friends out there that follow Ayurvedic medicine, you'll know that anything to do with respiratory, anything to do with that, you need to be keeping your chest warm. So please, at this moment, avoid cold, icy drinks, like ice in your drinks, ice cream, even cold yogurt, like things like that. You can keep your chest warm by avoiding those. Eat warm, nourishing, nurturing foods right now. That's what the body needs. Take those moments, and obviously lemon, turmeric, ginger, garlic, anything you can do along those lines. I'm not going to try to destroy the cow industry right now, but if you can avoid dairy, if you're feeling unwell, that does help too because it's inflammatory, and just looking after yourself. And as I said, resting. I am going to ask you one thing. I didn't experiment on myself because I like to sort of see if I'm going to do one of these talks. I come up with a theory and then I want to see if it's real and true. I did a day where I was looking at social media constantly, needing to be informed, constantly scrolling. Then I did a day without it, the day before yesterday. And then yesterday I did a scrolling fest addiction thing. Okay. The difference was on the day I said no social media today, I was calm all day. The day that I said no social media today, I'm aware of the irony of this, that I'm coming to you via social media. But that day that I wasn't constantly scrolling, I had a better day. I had a good night's sleep. Last night, I did not have a very good night's sleep. I woke up at 2 a.m, bad dreams, worried, and then I had to sort of calm myself down, breathe. And I know it was because I was overstimulated from constant social media. So can I please ask, if you are someone who is on, try to give yourself a social media free day. If that's not possible for you, then try to parent yourself. As I said, speak to you how you speak to your kids. Give yourself a 15, 20-minute timer to scroll and say, okay, that's it now for the rest of the day until maybe 4 o'clock. Like, same with watching the news. We do need to stay informed. I'm not one of these people that says, don't watch the news, because we need to know what's going on, especially in our local communities. And so can I just say, watch the news 2 or 3 times a day. The news is usually just regurgitating the same stuff for 3 or 4 hours in a row anyway. So, give yourself, okay, I'll watch it at this time o'clock and this time o'clock, and that's it. And balance it. I was talking about those polarities. Try to find the balance of, okay, I've now just, and those of you who've done that Master Health course know I talk about how to protect yourself on social media energetically. And I know that my whole energy being just goes into after constantly scrolling, because I'm downloading everybody else's fear and anxiety and worries and misinformation and fake news and, worry, more concern. I'm going down many rabbit holes. And so I've really had to just draw back and go, okay, this gets a 15-minute time slot and then I'm done. I'm having a break. And then balancing that with doing a little bit of stretching, reading a book that you love to read, trying to go outside if you've got grass or a private garden, or trying to go for a walk if you can, like if that's okay within where you're living. So just try to balance that, because your body already is, as I mentioned, is going to get out of whack going out into the community and taking on everyone's energy. So that is exactly the same theory with social media scrolling. So please give yourself a bit of a break from that. Treat yourself like you treat your children. It's bad for them, so it's most likely probably bad for you as well. So yes, I just wanted to say that as well as a strategy of what you can do if you're really panicked and terrified, or if you're just feeling unusually like your body's got symptoms. People I know who never get sick are texting me telling me they're sick, and they don't have coronavirus. They just have symptoms of sickness and and I feel like because we're all absorbing it. And so if you can just do what you can, call in your angels before you go to sleep. Call them in and ask them to protect you while you sleep, and before you get on social media, just ask them to give you that insight of like, okay, it's now time to switch off. I've learned what I need to learn right now. I can switch off now, and I can go away and do something else and balance that with something else. I'm just going to see if anyone has commented before I go into doing a big group blessing healing. And if you've got any questions, please pop them in now. Oh, Janet, that gave you a tingly feeling all over. Oh, Miranda, I didn't realize how much stress I was holding on to until you released it. Thank you. Yeah, look, me too. Something that's really interesting. I've been self-isolating because, as I said, I got sick until my test result came back negative. I don't think I mentioned that, by the way. I don't have coronavirus. I think I told that half story and I didn't finish it off by saying I actually got tested and I don't have it. But yeah, look, I just self-isolated anyway. And even after I found out I wasn't, I still spent a couple more days at home resting to get better. But when I started going back out into the community to buy things, I would come home and I feel like I was sick again. And I don't think I hadn't touched anyone, I'd social distance, but I think it was just the energy of everyone. I'm so petrified. Every time you see another human body right now, we go, like that stuff. So, that is impacting upon us. And so, be aware that you just every now and then check in with your beautiful body, even a couple of times a day, just take 2 or 3 breaths. I know the world's changing right now because our agriculture minister, who comes from a very conservative party, I might add, who announced recently that Australia has a population of 75 million people and we have more than enough food for 75 million people. So we have 3 times the amount of food we need, and yet we're panic buying. And he said, please, everybody, take a breath, breathe in and out. And I thought, wow, okay, good. People are understanding that we need to keep breathing. What is your body? Our bodies are screaming at us right now and we need to listen. So let's listen. Let's breathe in and breathe out and go, okay, breathe. Acknowledge that maybe you are absorbing some stuff. Warming ginger, yes. Juicing carrots, ginger, apple, turmeric, perfect. Ginger. You're feeling sleepy after tapping. You're feeling everyone else's stress and being an empath human. It's a big challenge, Christine. Look, it really is. And something I did, those of you who follow my Sal Jade Clairvoyant Healer business page, I do weekly tarot readings in that. And the one that came out really strongly today is that it's really important right now to, again, I'm talking about polarities. Let's find the balance between, we need to support our communities right now. We need to support our small businesses. We need to support our elderly people and our children, and we need to support our health workers. But also we need to support ourselves. And so those of us who tend to be natural givers might find that you are even overcompensating right now and neglecting your own body and needs. And I've said this a lot in my courses, you cannot give from an empty cup. Ask your angels to give you that discernment of balance where you're taking care of those people who you're meant to take care of around you, that, you know, your social responsibility, your moral responsibility, and you're taking care of yourself. Like, ask them to give you solutions to do that, because you're no use to anyone if you have given and given and given. And something, as I was talking a little bit about the human experience right now, there are people out there who are very much going into the worst parts of humanity and who are being selfish and who are being demanding and who might be, and you might find that if those people are in your life, that they're pushing their agenda ahead of your needs and your well-being. And if that is the case, then please call in the angels to put a beautiful, just, you know, set those boundaries. So that was the reading I came across with this week. The weekly tarot reading was like, the first card was about find your magic and tap into it. The second one was, I know you're feeling restless, and if you're angry and frustrated at the government right now, shift that attention to being grateful to our beautiful health workers, and, you know, who are working so hard to keep us healthy, who are, you know, not getting paid enough, our pharmacy workers, the people who are cleaning the trains, the people who are still on the trains, like, that are keeping them running, and, you know, all the people out there that are really trying to keep our society going. Like, be grateful how hard they're working to do enough for us, and just, you know, shifting that focus. And the third was for us beautiful empaths that give and give and give. Some people around you are going to be feeling like this is the end of the world and you need to fix and take care and be responsible for them now. Ask your angels for that discernment. Go, is this really, that pressure that, like, they're putting me under to solve all their problems right now, is that really crucial? Like, what is our most important thing that we have to take care of now? So asking for that too as well with your angels, asking them to work with you and helping discern what's a bit what I talked about before. What is the most urgent, important thing? One thing I need to do today, and that's it. And other people coming in and crowding you and saying, take care of me, look after me, and you have to answer this question and you have to do this for me, and going, maybe that's not the most important thing right now. I can get to that later. So just, helping you understand that. Lynn, I teach my clients to reconnect to the body, as it's so vital. Also, I feel almost weird and not normal since I'm not breaking out and I'm not going crazy or panicking. I'm totally calm, and I'm just open to an anchor for those who are feeling ungrounded and stressed and afraid. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you. Look, that's, if being in that calm, and look, that's huge, because that's what it takes for us to kind of get through that. And as I said, if you have a human moment and you're not calm, that's okay. Don't judge that. Move on from that and go, okay, I felt, cancel, clear, delete it. I was angry, frustrated. I didn't act like the best human being I could. What can I do now? Let's move through it. So yeah, perfect. April, I need to hear this. I've been working hard to take care of my family at the expense of my own well-being. Look, I know, because we are so, we want our families to be okay. And it's worrying for us, but also, we're no good to them if we're not okay. So definitely, I had this really strong clairvoyant visual the other day that right now our society is in a time of, anyone who's ever caught a plane, the moment where they say, if there is something goes wrong and the oxygen mask comes down, and you've got an infant, put it on you first before the infant. And that's a little bit like what we have to do right now. We've got to put the oxygen mask on us first, and then the people that we're taking care of, because that's the only way we're going to be able to continue to take care of them. Janet replying to Christine, we had to spend 2 days in a hotel. There isn't enough sage on the planet. I took sage spray and went nuts on the room. Yes, absolutely. Like, us coming up with creative ways. I know my sister right now, my sister runs a business in Vancouver. She's an amazing osteopath, and she runs a business called Thuja Wellness, and she's been told she has to, for 2 weeks, shut down, and obviously that put her in business-wise as a business owner. What's she going to do? And she's saying, look, I'm finding other things to do. I've got all those things I've said all this time. Yes, I'm a little bit afraid, but also I've got this big backlog of things that I've been meaning to do, so I'm going to do them now. So looking at, okay, what can I do? What are solutions that I can do in this moment? Tasha, this has honestly helped me so much. Every time I go out, I feel sick or drained when I come home. I know. It's weird, isn't it? Like, I was the same. I realized I was going out to the supermarket and then coming home and feeling sick again. And I'm like, have I relapsed? What's going on? And I went, no, I've just absorbed. So protection, doing as, and that's why I think I'm trying to encourage people to limit their amount of time on social media, because trust me, if you're already feeling fragile energetically in your body and physically in your body, and then you go on social media, then that's not going to release your fragility. That's going to make it worse. So take some time to maybe do a bit of other stuff, a bit of journaling, a bit of art, a bit of listening to some music, but, try to do something creative. If you can go for like a little walk in a garden, anything like that, sit with a plant. If you notice that I'm waving my hands around like a crazy person right now, because there's midges. I don't know wherever you live, if you get midges. We have midges. There's like hundreds of them. So that's why I'm waving my hands like a crazy person. Oh, wow. Thank you, Christine. Feeling so cold to you right now. We're having spiritually similar experiences. Yeah. And look, as healers and intuitives, a lot of us are going to be feeling this. And so that's why I wanted to give you some of those tapping routines to do. It's hard for givers because we just want to save everyone, and that's so true. Sage and Paleo Santo essential oil keeps us grounded. Christine, yes. Beatrice, I'm a newbie here and I feel unprepared to reach out to my guides because it's a new concept for me. I don't even know who they are. So Beatrice, keep working through the course. If you're self-isolating, this is a great time to take this course or other courses. And don't worry, like for me, if you're someone who's struggling because you're feeling energetically you don't have the physical strength to reach out to your guides, what you can do, first thing, just say it out loud. Guides, I'm struggling to connect with you. I just want to pray and ask for your help and assistance. Please help me feel calm right now. I'm a big fan when it comes to working with your angels and guides of not just praying, angels, can I please have money? But praying, angels, can you help me feel calm about the fact that I don't have financial stability right now? So it's a bit about getting your angels to help you with your emotions so that you've got the space to come out with the answers and create those miracle solutions. Because sometimes I think when we work, our idea of working with angels and guides is it's like a supermarket. We go in and ask and they just automatically give it to us. But sometimes it's that they can't give it to us if our emotions are all frazzled and frustrated and confused. So pray to your angels to help you calm yourself. Pray to your angels to help you do doable strategies. I spoke earlier about how right now, if you're in a much more challenging and threatening situation than I am, then some of these suggestions won't resonate with you. You'll be like almost maybe confronted and resisting them, going, Sal, I can't just tap. I've got this big crisis right now that I've got to deal with. So pray to your angels. Say, angels, help me have the tools and the courage and the means and the strength and the energy to deal with this. Angels, help me feel your presence in my life. Help me see the miracles that are going on around me if I'm not seeing them. So that really helps, rather than asking for something concrete like, angels, can you please give me a job tonight? And then feeling frustrated when it doesn't come. So being able to go, okay, angels, can you help me with my emotional stuff right now? So try that, Beatrice, I hope I'm saying your name right, sorry. And tapping and just, as I said, writing it down, writing out your fears and asking your angels to help release them. And I know the first thing some of us do is, what if they're not listening? What if I'm doing it wrong? What if they don't get to me in time? What if they're just all make believe and Sal's just a fairy tale queen making stuff up? Like, just let all that sorts go. So they're not helpful. Like, they're not going to help you. Just go, okay, I'm just going to try asking for help. And even if I don't know how to do that. And the next thing I would suggest is please turn to your oracle cards if you have them. You can play with them. You don't have to get too serious about it. Just play with them. If you're someone who's done that, how to connect with your guardian angel, and you're struggling right now because of stress and overwhelm, play with your oracle cards. Connect to your angels through your cards. So that's one way to help. Yes, Lynn, it's so important to fill our cup, like you said, and put the oxygen mask first. Yes, self-care. Frankincense, yes, Santo Palo. Yes, so true. They know who you are. They love you. Just talk to them. Yeah, thank you. You're an old spirit if you're here. Rio, I don't meet my guides in meditation, it's not visually, but during the recent energetic turbulence, I got contacted by a medium that my guardian angel was there and she talked to me through her. Too amazing. And look, thank you for sharing that because can I say, after years and years of teaching people, one thing I've learned is that not everyone gets talked to by their angels in the same way. Like some people connect really strongly with their cards, some people can channel through, some people get signs in nature, some people get signs in music, some, you know, so please don't feel like you have to do it the way that it feels like the normal way. Like just try little things and see what works. And so, you know, your guardian angels can be communicating with you in other ways. You feel like Christine, you feel like you have wings that are pulled down and heavy. Yes, absolutely. Look, for me, I've not been going to my osteo because right now, and I'm a beautiful massage lady. I had to cancel with her when I was unwell, but all this tension in between my shoulders were my angel wings going. Beatrice, you're a special needs mum and have been in a type of isolation for 14 years. There hasn't been any changes really to our routine. I'm so grateful I found this course. I feel like you were put on my path. Thank you, Beatrice. And we will do some beautiful healing and prayers for you today and, you know, to help find and help have that assistance and in that, because I know my brother-in-law has a special needs 21-year-old severely autistic child, and I know right now trying to get supplies to that and when there's restrictions on medication, and I know this is creating additional burdens of looking after yourself and looking after that beautiful child. So yes, my heart is going out to you. We'll definitely do a beautiful prayer to help you with that, Beatrice. April, they're always listening. I love it, the fairy tale queen. You love your oracle cards. The Angel Answers Oracle deck is available again on Amazon since you're talking about oracle cards. Awesome. That is good news. Thank you, Sally. You thought you were a little crazy. Yes, awesome. So what we're going to do now, I think I've covered everything I need to. So just to recap right now, whenever you see news and you feel like yourself going into anxiety, the first thing to do is go, okay, what I have a choice about how to react to this. How can I, what do I need to know that's higher than the panic and fear that most of us are feeling? Like, is there anything more that's going deeper than this? Put the oxygen mask on you first and, you know, literally just breathe in and breathe out and go, okay, now I can help others around me. If you have to make a big decision, don't feel like you have to make 50 million decisions today. Keep your beautiful respiratory system nurtured. Please breathe as often as you can. Check in with your body. Like, people talk to me so often. It's so funny. Like they'll overcomplicate your intuition. But, you know, one of the first steps of intuition you can do, and Eckhart Tolle taught me this from The Power of Now, is to take a few seconds and breathe in and breathe out and go, what is my body trying to tell me? Like, this is where it all starts. What is my beautiful temple machine trying to tell me? Breathe in, breathe out, see where you feel it in your body and ask the angels to release it and do that. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to do a big healing. Oh, I've never felt so totally loved since I've been surrounded by my true family. Oh, that is awesome. Miranda, after completing the clairaudient exercises, so I have a psychic readings intermediate course that comes after How to Be Psychic, and that course goes much more into strengthening your clairvoyance and clairaudience, and it helps you nurture yourself as a psychic. And you're saying you realize you hear your guides all the time. See, that's what happens when you start practicing those exercises. You're suddenly like, wait a minute, they're always there. I had no idea until I completed the exercise. As an empath, I was floored. That's awesome, Miranda. I mean, that's why I love those exercises, because it does open that part up of you. Sending love and peace, high vibes, awesome. Okay, so let's all take a moment together as a group. And even if you're not joining me live, I'm just going to say I'm glad I was going to do this in my pajama bottoms because I couldn't find my jeans. And again, I was running a bit late and I went into, if I have to do this in my pajama bottoms and move, it's going to look really unprofessional, but I'm not in my pajama bottoms. So I'm going to take a moment now for us all we're going to do a few breaths. We're going to send some beautiful healing out there to people who are in real need of it. We're going to send a healing to our beautiful planet. We're going to send a beautiful healing to all our bodies that right now are under the most intense stress that they have been under in our lifetime, for many of us. We're going to send healing out to the media, to the governments. We're going to send healing out to this virus itself. We're going to do what we can to take our power back and try if we can stay in love as much as possible. Try if we can, even in our moments of incredible deep trauma and grief and fear, to breathe and just ask our angels to be with us. So, take a big breath for that. If everyone just close your eyes right now, no matter where you are. Just close your eyes. And just bring your intention into the room. There might be other things going on around you right now. That's okay. Just bring your attention back into your body, into the room. You might have 30 thoughts on your mind right now. Just that's okay. Just you can have a little scan through them and go, okay, I know you're there. And then just bring your attention back into your body. Take a really deep breath in through your nose. And just breathe out through your mouth. If you're feeling a little bit congested, just do this right with your mouth. Take another really deep breath in through your nose. And out through your mouth. And one more really deep breath in through your nose. And out through your mouth. I just want you to take a moment now to call in all of your angels. If you know their names, call in some of their names. If they're angels you're familiar with, like Michael or Gabrielle or anyone you love to work with, just ask them to be with you now. Even if you've never connected to an angel or a guide before, just ask. If you don't see them, that's okay. If you do, that's fine too. Just ask them to be present. And before we start sending out healing to others, we're just going to ask our angels right now, or our spirit guides, anyone we like to work with. You can even just say, my guardian angel. And we're just going to ask them now to run their hands completely over the energy field of your body, around your head, down your arms, all over your throat and heart and chest, down your stomach, right down to your feet, all up and down through your shoulders, right down your lower back, all down the back of your legs, and collecting up any toxic energy, any fear, any worries, anxiety, just gathering it all up in their beautiful angelic hands, just weaving their hands around you and absorbing all that energy for you. For some of you, that energy might be feeling like it's in your stomach, might be constricting in your throat. It might be in the back of your shoulders and neck, your jaw. It might be in your lower back if you're worrying about money. It might be in your legs, wherever that is feeling uncomfortable right now. Just ask them to place their hands over that area and absorb all of that now. Whatever needs to be absorbed. Anything toxic or fearful or scary or painful. Just take a really deep breath in as they're working on you now. And then just breathe out. Breathe out all of that toxicness. And ask them now to take it all up to the light, the universe, the Creator's light, wherever you want it to go. Just sending it upwards and out and away from you. clearing and cleansing and purifying your beautiful body of all stress and anxiety and pain. Sending it right up to the light. And then now ask your angels to replace it with pink, unconditional love light. So that really beautiful, musky, light pink colour. Even if you don't see colours, that's okay. Just ask them to download right through the top of your head, right through to your body, through any area that was particularly feeling sore or in pain or screaming or in anything, just getting it through your body, that beautiful golden pink light. So streaming golden light and then streaming unconditional pink light, both of them coming down right now from above. Filling up your heart, your throat, your mind, your stomach, your shoulders, right down through your body, just healing. Bringing this ultimate sense of love and compassion for yourself. This ultimate kindness to yourself, gratitude to yourself. It's going to take a few seconds now to just continue to bring that kindness in, of being kind and loving to ourselves with that beautiful light. Okay, and now what we're going to do is now that we've nurtured ourselves and we've given ourselves some self-love and kindness, and I'd love you to continue to do this in the coming weeks whenever you're feeling overwhelmed, or maybe you make a mistake and you get mad at yourself. Just connecting in, and remember to give yourself compassion and kindness. And if you struggle with that, ask your guides to give it to you. So now we're going to take another really deep breath in. And breathe out. And we're going to take, with our hands, just form with your hands a sphere of golden light. You can do this however feels right to you. You can maybe just want to hold the golden light in your hand and add into that golden light some pink light. Again, if you don't see things visually, just ask for it. You've got a ball of golden and pink light in your hand. And I want you now just to release that out and send it in the direction of all our beautiful health workers right now. Our nurses, our doctors, our pharmacy workers, our pathology staff, admin staff, the cleaners that are cleaning our hospitals, everyone who out there right now who is tirelessly working to keep us safe and healthy and protected, just send that golden light out to them now. If you have a hospital in your local area, or a pharmacist, chemist, if you have doctor's surgeries and you know what they look like because you've visited there, send that golden light in that direction to help nurture the people in your community that are doing this. And see them feeling strong and feeling healthy and feeling confident that we're going to get through this. See these workers being treated with kindness and love and patience and respect by others. And thank them. And now I'd like us to send that golden pink light out to any parents right now that may be faced with these decisions about having your children at home with you, who may be anxious and worried about your children and these decisions that need to be made. Or even if you're feeling that pressure of trying to bring income into the family and look after your children at the same time. And just send golden love. If you're a parent, then send love to yourself. But if you know other parents that are maybe even doing it harder, just send love to them. Send that golden light to them. See our children being happy and fulfilled. See them being healthy. Call in the angels to protect our beautiful children. And call in our angels to help them manage this experience, which is very new for them, and to manage parents in this particularly challenging time, to help them have the courage and strength and love and patience they need. To have the financial support they need. So send that blessing to them now. And now we're going to send out some blessings and love to anyone who is unwell with corona. We're going to send our unconditional love and that beautiful gold and pink light to them. For them to release their fears, to have the courage to move through this, to build resilience in their beautiful bodies. I know we've been seeing a lot of frightening images in the media, and I'd like to just replace those images now with people recovering and getting better, returning to their homes and their loved ones. And now I'd like to send that beautiful gold and pink light to our gorgeous elderly populations that are feeling vulnerable and scared and afraid, and maybe some of them are in lockdown and are not getting the companionship that helps them so much. Or they might be having trouble getting medicine, and just sending all our love and all that golden, beautiful pink and gold light to our elderly population. Anyone that you know who's at risk right now, sending them love and seeing them well and healthy. And we're going to send love out now to anyone who works in retail or tourism, construction, any of these industries that right now are experiencing great challenges, sending love to those industries to help us find the solutions to keep people in jobs, to keep small businesses going, to keep people feeling safe and protected. So sending out that beautiful gold light now. I've been doing it a lot with my local community and those small businesses and people I know who run businesses and who rely on tourism and retail for jobs and hospitality, and just sending out all that love right now to construction industries, to any industry affected by this. Just sending out love to your local community, to where you live, that we find solutions to help everybody thrive and feel stable and healthy. And then sending that golden light and pink light right out into the world. To customs officials and airline staff, to people who run cafes, to everyone right now who's being affected, just sending that right out into the world, all over the world. If you've seen some distressing images in some countries of empty streets, then visualise now, or ask those streets again to be bustling with happy, healthy, laughing people. If I think about Italy, imagining all those beautiful squares being filled with happy tourists and happy people and happy locals. In New York, your own towns, wherever you are, London, wherever you live right now, just if there's been any kind of lockdowns, just imagine it being bustling again. Imagine everyone just thriving and happy again. I'm going to send love and blessings now out to our emergency workers, so our paramedics, our police, people who are trying to look after the safety of the public, sending them all the love they need right now. That gold and pink light. We're going to send that love now to teachers who are trying to get work to our children while trying to take care of their own children, and educators around the world who are trying to make the best of this, sending them that beautiful gold and pink light. And then we're going to send out love through all this experience to our governments, to our world leaders, to our media, to those that are impacting upon this, sending them that golden light to make the best decisions to help us get through this. Sending them that kindness and compassion, that unconditional love, even if we don't agree with them, but just to send that love out there to make the best and highest good decisions for our towns and cities and villages and countries, states, our population. And our media, which often we can have a lot of contention with our media, but I know some of them are putting their lives on the line too to report to us, and so we're going to send them love. They will report what we need to know. Sending them love to make the right decisions. That pink and golden light. And lastly, if there's anyone or any group or area that I've forgotten or that you feel I've maybe missed, or you want to take the opportunity to send love and light, I'm just going to take a couple of moments for us to do that now. So taking that beautiful big pink and golden ball and sending that out to wherever you want it to go, just for a few moments. And in your own time, just bring your attention back into your body, back into the room. And you can open your eyes and just sharing. It's a bit nuts in the Julie. Heat and love. I completely. Oh, thank you. So I hope that's helped anyone today. And if you've got any comments, please pop them in. My battery is about to run out, so I do have to sign off now. But I'd love to come back in and see if that's helped anyone. Any questions you've got. And as I said, if you could continue to use this in the coming weeks to just send that golden light to people, it's really going to help us get through this. And again, I'll just reiterate, if you feel that fatigue coming in, that decision fatigue, do some of that tapping and come up with those creative solutions. And I know I mentioned before, that helped me when I was sick was I thought to myself, I know finances might change a little bit right now with my industry. I'm trying to find ways to support local businesses. And so what I mean by that is, so I have a beautiful masseuse lady who's helped me for 2 years get a lot of my back issues. And so I said, okay, well, she can't come to me now because I'm a bit sick, but I paid her in advance for a massage for when this all settles down because I want her business to keep going. And my favourite little coffee shop that's still open, we're not in lockdown yet here in my town, so I'm going to go to them, and I'm social distancing, but I'm trying to buy things from them and, you know, so supporting our local businesses. If you've got a hairdresser that's still open but you don't want to get your hair done there, maybe they sell some shampoos or something that you can do. So anything we can do right now to support our local villages and communities, I've really, if you can, if you do have a bit of extra money, if you could, that would be great. The thing I would really like to ask, please check in with our elderly people. Like, I know, like, some of us might live in apartment buildings and we might assume that elderly people are being taken care of by others in the apartment. But if you could just knock on their door and say, look, if you need anything, I'm going to the shops, and just check in. If you see them in the supermarket looking muddled and confused, just check that they've got someone that's bringing them food in case they have to go into isolation. So that's something else. I just, like, slip a note under their door if you know, and say, here's my number if you need anything, if you get sick and you need me to drop something off. So that kind of stuff. Thank you so much. Peace, amazing. Thank you. Christian, thank you. This live pleasure. Erica, so much lighter. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, and I will rewatch throughout the week for sure. Thank you, Yandra. Wow, you've had a lot of impatience. Thanks. Tons of love. Thank you, everyone. So, yeah, just looking out for our elderly community. If you can't, checking in, ringing people if you can, making sure they're okay. Please don't assume they all are, because they might have relatives that live across the state, and so just doing a little bit of conscious social responsibility. And as I said, if you've got a bit of extra, I know not everyone's going to be in a position to do this, but if you can be trying to keep our local businesses alive too, that's going to make such a difference. Like, that's really going to take off some of the stress. And or if you don't have the means to do that, every time you walk past a local business, you feel like they're not as thriving as they usually are, send them that beautiful ball of love. See them as thriving and striving. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. My battery's about to run out. I might just cut out suddenly. Sending you so much love. And, as I said, please be kind to yourself. Start with you with the oxygen mask, then to the rest of the world. And don't feel like you've got to make all those big decisions now. Really just try to take things one day at a time right now. I think that's really the best we can do in this situation. And keep calling in your angels. Even if you're not feeling them, just ask them. Ask them to help you be calm. Thank you so much for joining me. Hi, thank you, Matthew. Again, if you've got any more questions, just pop them in here under replay, because I'm signing off now. Answer.